I joined the struggle against Child Protection Services, CPS, 5 years ago when an Indian family in Norway was targeted by Barnevern, the Norwegian CPS. I find CPS to be utterly repugnant, both as a lawyer and as a mother. For those who don't know about CPS, these are state authorities in developed Western countries which are snatching children from loving families for no justifiable reason. Once removed, the children are placed in state institutions or with paid foster carers. The location of the children is kept secret. Parents are not allowed to see them except for brief and occasional supervised visitations. Visitations in countries like Norway is as low as only 1 hour in 6 months. The relationship with the family is totally and deliberately broken by the state. Where adopters can be found, the snatched children are given away in forced adoption. Forced adoption is adoption by third parties despite the opposition of the birth family. Once adopted, the child's name is changed and all contact with the birth family is cut off forever. Parents, siblings, and grandparents don't even know if the forcibly adopted child is dead or alive. The adopters can be of a different ethnicity or religion to the child. They could be single parents or homosexuals looking to adopt. The worst cases that I am seeing of wrongful child snatching are from Norway, followed by Britain. But this brutal system is present in all developed countries and is causing tragedy and injustice wherever it exists, from the USA to New Zealand. The protest against CPS comes not just from affected families. CPS has been criticized for being overzealous, corrupt, racist, and incompetent by judges, members of parliament, heads of state, medical doctors, lawyers, academics, and journalists around the world. Most of this information is easily available on the internet. I would urge you to look it up and judge for yourself. We cannot afford to be silent bystanders when there is a possibility that the state is taking innocent, helpless children from loving families for no good reason. CPS is snatching children without due process, without proper judicial oversight, and under cover of secrecy laws that were meant to protect the privacy of children, but are being used by CPS to hide their excesses, incompetence, and corruption. So the first demand we should be making is transparency, transparency, transparency. Confidentiality laws governing CPS cases are not protecting children, but protecting the mistakes and excesses of CPS authorities. Let the public have full access in real time to all the records of a case, from the moment a child comes to the notice of CPS authorities to the moment of final judgment. Every part of the case record should be public, including the pre-court inquiries and assessments carried out by CPS officials, the caseworkers' meetings with the family, interviews with the child, medical records, the evidence given by witnesses, their cross-examination and written submissions to the court by all parties. In some countries, CPS judgments are made public, but that is not enough. The legal jargon and legal technicalities in these judgments obscure the real issues with the CPS system. The public needs to be made fully aware of just how CPS functions from start to finish. Its pattern of behavior will speak for itself. If the system is revealed to the public in all its hideous reality, it will collapse. No civilized people will tolerate these institutions once they discover just what they have been up to. Another issue is immigrant families. It is well known that immigrant families are disproportionately targeted by CPS authorities. Children of immigrants are being placed in foster care or forced adoption with strangers, even though these children have relatives in their country of origin who are begging to take them back. This is a problem that Eastern Europeans, Asians, and Africans are facing in common abroad. I believe it will be a long time before developed Western nations will climb down from their arrogance to investigate the mistakes of their CPS system. They are used to telling us how to conduct our affairs, but they cannot tolerate us telling them how to conduct theirs. But children who are native of our countries must not suffer while we wait for the developed nations to come to their senses. Our children abroad do not deserve to be treated like orphans. They have a right to be raised by their relatives in their country of origin, even while their parents fight to prove themselves in the CPS system abroad. So I propose that we in Eastern Europe, Asia and Africa lobby our governments to make a united appeal to Western governments to repatriate foreign origin children when their CPS authorities want to remove them from their parents. Instead of removing such children to state custody, the embassies of their native countries should be notified and the child should be repatriated to its relatives back home. India is already doing this on an ad hoc basis with Norway and the USA. Such repatriation is permitted under international law. It is in keeping with the best interests of children to be raised by their relatives and in the culture and religion of their birth. This process should be formalized and extended as a matter of course to all foreign origin children coming within the crosshairs of Western CPS authorities. To sum up, these are my two proposals: full transparency of CPS authorities and repatriation of children of foreign origin when targeted by CPS. Thank you for your time. Congratulations to Mr. Václav Klaus and the Center for Civil Liberties for organizing this event. Please join the fight against CPS, get in touch over social media. Namaskar and Dobry Dien.